All right. Question. What do you feel about collaborations? So what we have here today is a collaboration between Shirogorov and Tom Mayo. This is the Russian Dr. Death Arctic. It's pretty cool. Now, I am not sure how I feel about collaborations. Let's just talk about that for a minute. I have had several Shirogorov and RJ Martin collaborations, and I think they're really cool, and I like them, but they didn't stick around, right? It basically was a Q-36. This is the SS. It was more like the Q-36. I had the soft overkill. I had a couple different ones. And I filmed a bunch of different ones. So Shirogorov does a bunch of collaborations. Now, so does ZT with the 0600, which is the RJ Martin collaboration. Okay. So I'm not opposed to or against collaborations by any means, but the Shirogorov RJ Martin ones never stayed in the collection. Let me know your thoughts down below on collaborations in general. Okay. So what we've got here is a pretty cool, although not my style, knife from Shirogorov that was designed after some Tom Mayo customs and things like that. And they got together and they came up with this beauty right here. Yeah, it's really cool. This belongs to Aussie Mike. It just came in. And he bought it from somebody, and it's going down to him shortly. Alutex is the scale material, and I don't know much about that. Titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, titanium lock bar, and lock side. One of the things I love, so the holes in the scales are a Tom Mayo signature style, signature thing, right? One of the things I really like is that there's a hole in the pocket clip that goes all the way through as well. And I like how the holes are centered on the scale and go into the lock bar. I think a lot of people would maybe have shifted them a little bit so they didn't interfere with the lock bar, but I love that it does. To me, that's just a little detail that I think is pretty cool. Absolutely more machining to make that happen and to look right and to feel right and to function properly. So yes, that is a little extra work, but I think it's super cool. And then, yeah, you couldn't really put a hole here in this tip of the pocket clip because, well, it just wouldn't be there. I guess you could have radiused. I don't know. I think that was a great way to finish the pocket clip. There is a lot of internal milling in the titanium side because, yeah, you can see it all there to really lighten this thing up. And then you've got the Damasteel Borkman twist pattern blade. Yeah, it's a really cool knife that works really well. One thing that I don't love is where the flipper tab, like there is no other way. Again, this is a personal preference. I kind of come into it with like a flying finger. I don't ever really just pick up the knife, rest my finger on here and fire it. That's just not how I do it. I kind of start out here. I just kind of run up on it and I do it. Okay. The flying ninja finger flip. I don't know what you want to call it. It does work on this knife. However, it's a little bit different just because it has this little nub here on the scale. Personal thing. Not a problem because I didn't buy it. It's super solid lockup. There is micro milling on this side to add texture and to help with the lightweightedness. All right, a couple of specs. 4 3/4 closed, 8 5/8 overall with a 3.8-inch blade. 0.02 behind the edge, 3.1 ounces. The website says 3.2. I weighted it at 3.1. You know, what are you going to do? It runs on the roller bearing system. So if you're not familiar with what the roller bearing system is, I'm going to put a picture right up here somewhere that shows it. It's not balls. It's like rolling pins spread around. You'll see the picture. It'll make perfect sense. That is a Shirogorov thing. I don't know if anybody else is doing the roller bearing. This has single roller bearing. They also do a double roller bearing. They also do regular bearings, and they do multi-row regular ball bearings. So yeah, it's pretty cool how Shirogorov has lots of different options, and those are all as you go up in levels, right? There are different levels of Shirogorov. I've talked about that in another video. I don't have all the details in front of me, so I'm not going to talk about that now. But yeah, there are different levels of their stuff, from production to stuff from the custom division to full-on customs. This is the Kubi KB237 and the Spyderco Delica. So there you go. I think it's really cool. I am not a huge Shirogorov fan. There are a couple of models that I do like, but in general, I'm not like a super fanboy, if you will. But yeah, this one is pretty cool. I like the look. I like the feel. And in general, I think Aussie Mike is going to love it when he gets it. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would greatly appreciate it, and have yourselves a fantastic day.